B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? Hello to our Mini Scholars friends, Teacher Brenna here, and myself and Teacher Nikki and Teacher Maite are so excited to welcome you back to another day of Circle Time. So you noticed probably that I started off by singing our ABCs, and that is because it is a perfect introduction into our Circle Time theme for the day. And it's one of our favorite things. It's one of the things that we do every single day in Mini Scholars, and that is music. And the reason that I love to introduce music with the ABCs is because it just goes to show that music is something that can help us to learn. So we use music all the time in Mini Scholars to teach ourselves things, to learn about things. Music is very, very special, holds a very special place in my heart, and I wanted to chat a little bit about that with you today, and also bring in a little friend to teach us about our letter of the day today. So this is my ukulele friend. I love the ukulele. If you don't know what a ukulele is, it's a little bit like a perfect mix, at least in the way it looks, between a guitar and a violin. I say that because a ukulele is a lot smaller, as you can probably see, than a guitar is, but it looks a little bit like a guitar. It has strings, just like a guitar has. Now, my ukulele is very out of tune, so I'm not gonna play it for you today, but as you can see, the strings make some very interesting noises. And I wanted to use my ukulele friend to introduce our letter of the day, because the letter of the day is the letter that this instrument starts with. So what do you think that would be? Let's try sounding it out together. U-kalele. Let's try that one more time. U-kalele. Can you guess what the letter of the day is? It's the letter U. So the letter U is what ukulele starts with. As you can see in the word ukulele, it makes the sound U, just like the letter itself. But the letter U can make some different sounds as well. If you put an H next to it, it makes the sound So U is a very interesting letter. It makes different sounds. Now that we've talked about the letter of the day, I want to talk about music and why music is so very important to us. So music it's a form of art. And if we dig even deeper, art is a form of expression, creative expression. So you use art to express yourself in a variety of ways, and it can take many forms. Music is of course one of them, but there's also some different ones. What do you think could be some forms of art? So we do some in Mini Scholars, actually a lot of them. One of them is dance. Dance is a form of, or dancing or movement is a type of creative expression. It's a form of art, but there's also a few more. You could pick up a pen and start to draw or to color, and that's a form of art as well. Painting is a form of art. We love to do that in Mini Scholars, of course. So there's lots of different forms of art, but the one we're going to talk about today is music. Music is something that is very special because, like I said, it can help us with learning, but it also helps us when we're going through things like what we're going through now. It can be very healing for us. It's very difficult sometimes to be away from your loved ones. Sometimes you want to be able to express yourself in different ways than just talking. Sometimes talking about how you're feeling isn't the easiest thing, but some people love to pick up an instrument and they can play something, and it's very soothing for them. Now, the last piece I want to talk about with music with you guys, for those of you who have never done music before or taken our music class with Teacher Amanda, which is so much fun. Miss Amanda is fantastic and has taught me so much about music and singing as well, is that music does not need to be something that you have to have an instrument that you buy to do. And that's a little bit of what Teacher Maite is going to talk about in the book that she reads. The book she's reading is a book about a little boy who would love to play a guitar and to have a guitar, but he can't afford one. They're very expensive sometimes. So his dad actually finds a different instrument for him to play instead. I won't spoil it for you. I'll let you just read through it with her, and you'll learn what that instrument is, but it's something that you can do from home, just like a lot of different musical instruments. And then Teacher Nikki, for our craft today, is actually going to teach you how to make your own musical instrument from home. So what I want to encourage you to do is, first of all, think about what your favorite instrument in the world is. If you could have a chance to learn to play any musical instrument, what would that be? and then think about, is there a way that I can create this on my own without having to even buy one? So you can maybe even ask mom or dad or your nanny or sister or brother if they have any ideas on a way that you can make your own instrument from home. But in the meantime, Teacher Nikki is going to help you with that. And it's a very fun instrument, and I hope you guys love it. So I'm going to let Teacher Maite take it away with our story of the day today, and then of course we're going to go into Teacher Nikki's craft of the day to show you how to make your own instrument. Sending lots of love to all of you and your families. We cannot wait to see you soon. Of course, as always, stay safe, take care, and we'll see you soon.
Hello kids from Hollyville, this is Teacher Maite. How are you? In today's Circles Time, we're going to read a book called Papa Gave Me a Stick, which is a story about Antonio, a boy who wanted a guitar. But because guitars were so expensive, his dad decided to give him a stick instead. I hope you like the story. Papa Gave Me a Stick by Janice Levy. Antonio, listen, Papa says. Here comes the mariachi band. Antonio and his father run into the courtyard. Blink goes the violin. Doot goes the horn. The mariachis sing as they strum their strings, but Antonio hardly listens. He's too busy staring at the mariachi's guitar. I want guitarra, one with a felt strap, Antonio says. Maybe a guitarra with a leather strap and fringes. Buy me one, Papa, please. Papa frowns. Hijo, I have no money for such things, but I can give you this, my son, he says with a wink and places a stick in Antonio's hand. Antonio turns away and throws the stick to the ground. What good is this, he says. He kicks the stick as he walks until he comes to a shivering dog. Que frio, I'm cold to my bones, howls El Perro. Help me light this fire. Antonio pokes his stick under the ashes of the como. Flames flicker. The grateful dog wags his tail. Gracias, amigo, says El Perro. This is for you. He drops a warm tortilla from the oven onto Antonio's lap. Una tortilla, Antonio says. What good is this? He walks on until he hears a weeping bird. Que hambre, I'm so hungry, chirps El Pájaro. I'm too weak to build my nest. Antonio breaks his tortilla into tiny pieces. The bird gobbles it up and flaps his wings. Gracias, amigo, says El Pájaro. This is for you. He drops a string from his beak. String? Antonio says. What good is this? Antonio walks on until a donkey blocks his path. Que dolor, ouch! What a toothache! Prays El Burro. Help me yank out my rotten tooth. Antonio ties his string around the donkey's tooth and pulls. Out it pops. The donkey clicks his heels. Gracias, amigo, says El Burro. This is for you. He shakes a blanket off his back. A blanket? Antonio says. What good is this? He walks on until he comes to a cat splashing in a stream. Que miedo, I'm so afraid, meow el gato. I chase this fat rat and gulp. I can't swim. Antonio throws one end of the blanket into the water and pulls the cat to shore. Gracias, amigo, says El Gato. This is for you. He slips a gold ring off his collar. A gold ring? Antonio says. What good is this? Antonio walks on until he comes to a church. A bride stands alone at the altar, scowling and tapping her foot. The mariachi band play louder. The groom crawls on his knees among the pews. Que pena, I'm such a fool, says el novio. I have lost the wedding ring. What can I do? Antonio hands the groom his gold ring and points to the bride. Gracias, amigo, says el novio. This is for you. He takes his guitar and places the strap over Antonio's shoulder. Una guitarra, Antonio says, running all the way home. Now this is good for me. Papa, look, he says, I gave my stick to El Perro, for a tortilla to give to El Pájaro, for a string to give to El Burro, for a blanket to give to El Gato, and for a ring to give to El Novio. Que bueno, good for you, Papa laughs. All that to earn your guitarra. By the way, Papa, Antonio asks, did you ever have a guitarra? I did when I was little, Papa says, a beautiful one with a leather strap and fringes, just like the mariachi. How did you get your guitarra? Antonio asks. Papa shrugs. My papa gave me a stick. The end.
Hello everyone! Teacher Nikki is gonna show you how to make a pan flute out of straws at home today. Today we would need a ruler and 8 straws. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 straws to make up the 8 notes. We also need a tape, a lighter, a pair of scissors, and also a pliers. So anything that you can squeeze the straws at the end. In order to make the straw to make sound, we need to seal its end. So we use the lighter to melt it and squeeze it and press it gently at the end, and just to blow it and just to see if it's completely sealed. So after we sealed all 8 straws, we need to cut them into different lengths. It's just because it's the length that makes the pan flute have different pitches from high to low. So each straw is 10 millimeters shorter than the previous one. And after we cut all 8 straws, we use a ruler to level them up and prepare them to be taped. So when we are taping the straws, we want to make sure that there are spaces between each straws. Have fun practicing your pan flute at home.